So, the Detroit Red Wings had themselves a really interesting series of transactions here. They had the 75th and 76th overall picks in the draft, back-to-back picks, and I was thinking, we can just make a video talking about both of these guys because they'll literally be drafted back-to-back. With the 75th overall pick, the Red Wings ended up selecting Michal Pradel, but with the 76th overall pick, the Red Wings ended up trading it away to Columbus just now, which gives us the right to just go out there and talk about Pradel by himself. The Blue Jackets acquired 76 in exchange for 109 and a 4th round pick in 2024. That does not seem correct there. Yeah, no, something is a little bit off with that assessment. We will get all the details later on. But let's talk about the guy that the Red Wings actually did draft with the 75th overall pick. It is Michal Pradel out of Slovakia and Tri-City of the USHL. He's 18 years old, 6'5", 194, a really big goaltender, left-handed catcher as well, whose consolidated ranking was 67th overall. Which means the Red Wings got a little bit of value here, taking this guy with the 75th overall pick, despite the fact that some scouting outlets like Craig Button had him as ranked highly as 44th overall in the draft. The 6'4.25 goalie, they really had to specify he's 6'4.25. They couldn't just give him the 6'5, they had to round down. He's a really smooth goalie in movement with his crease, and he tracks pucks extremely well. He looks both above and around screens, and does a really nice job tracking plays even when he has to go into scramble mode. His rebound control could use some work, but it doesn't seem to bother him or shake his confidence, especially in big games and high-pressure moments. The highlight package that they had on the TV of Michal Pradel, this guy was making desperation saves and really scrambling out there, making saves with his stick and kicking pucks away. He's a really big guy, and they did say on the program that he kind of needs to get a little bit more coaching in there too. Sometimes he'll be a little bit too far out of his crease, but with the right coaching and just the right pathway, this guy could become an NHL backup, a second guy in a Red Wing system long term. Pradel, of course, you don't necessarily think that he's going to dethrone a Sebastian Cossa or a Trey Augustine, but he is another goaltender to add to the Red Wings system on top of John Gibson, whom they had just traded for a few hours ago. The Elite Prospects draft guide on their PDF file says that he's one of the most impressive goalies in the second half of this season after moving to the Tri-City Storm in the USHL. He had an .899 save percentage in 14 games played over there, and a .944 save percentage in the one game he had in the playoffs. He had spent the majority of his time this season going to different versions of Team Slovakia's U18 team, posting up a .920 save percentage in the U20 league, and an .898 save percentage in the second-tier Slovak league, too. There's a lot to like out of Michal Pradel, but ultimately, it boils down to the fact that he's a big goalie with a lot of skill, and he just needs to round it out a little bit more as he progresses forward in his NHL career. Who knows what the path is going to be for this guy after the USHL? I think it's more common to see these guys go over to college, so we'll see whether or not Pradel goes that route, or if he ends up finding himself back in the Slovak League in some capacity. But for now, this is a really interesting Detroit Red Wings draft to pick. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Michal Pradel and his selection by Stevie Y. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.